All of the contention on Capitol Hill stems from attempts to elect Representative Kevin McCarthy. Now, he was unable to get support from a majority number of 218 Republicans. Looking ahead tomorrow, House Republicans will return to the chamber and resume voting. I had to get tonight's panelists to weigh in. Representative Ron Reynolds, who leans towards the Democrats, and Angela Boggs, who leans towards the Conservatives. Glad to have you here. First of all, Angela, let's just get your honest assessment of the Republicans not being able to get it together for McCarthy, at least here.
So I don't consider it not being able to get together at all. I find it offensive that people like Maxine Waters, who again lives in a I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay,
Maxine Waters approached a freshman conservative, young black man, and he said that Maxine Waters said to him, if you don't vote for Kevin McCarthy, you're going to vote for him or else. The point is this: when people like Maxine Waters, when people like Nancy Pelosi are telling us that we need to vote for Kevin McCarthy, there is a problem.
So you're saying, in part, he is part of the pick for the Democrats?
Yes, 100%. I think Trump has gotten this totally wrong. There was a rumor floating around tonight that he had withdrawn support, and that turned out to be fake news, and all of us, like on my side, were very excited because Kevin McCarthy, you know, I don't find him as detestable as, say, you know, the cadaverous mummy Mitch McConnell. But he's not great. He sits on the World Economic Forum. He's a swamp creature, and I think we can do a lot better.
What if he is able to get what you need done as the Republican Party, the Republican platform? He's the one who's able to work across the aisle with the Democrats. Why not accept that?
So I think a better choice for that would be Steve Scalise, who's the number 2. I believe he's the whip now, or he might be floor leader. But Kevin McCarthy's not going to be able to come to that consensus because Kevin McCarthy has said that if you don't vote for him, he's going to continue to fund the endless war in Ukraine. He's going to continue to stop every conservative position. He's going to do whatever he can to make these people's lives a living hell. And I love that the liberty people, the freedom people, are standing their ground. It is about time that we have Republicans that actually are standing up for their constituents. And I absolutely love it. And what you're going to see is an Alamo moment where Kevin McCarthy is going to have to stipulate that we're going to open the books on the real January 6th. We're going to open up the Twitter files and dig into all that stuff the media doesn't want to cover. We're going to get into Fauci and all things Wuhan, and we're going to get into this corrupt swamp. And I'm telling you right now, Kevin McCarthy is of the swamp, and I pray that people like Chip Roy and Lauren Boebert and others stand the line. Hold the line.
State Representative Ron Reynolds, our Democrats sitting back eating their popcorn like, boy, this is interesting.
Isaiah, to witness it live, I just came back from Washington, D.C. You know, there's an old saying that the chickens have come home to roost. Well, the MAGA Trump Republicans have come home to roost, and the inmates are now running the asylum. This is total chaos, dysfunction. It's an embarrassment for America and our democracy. Even Republicans are ashamed of these 20 recalcitrant MAGA Republicans. They can't govern. They don't have a pick. It's anybody but Kevin. That's what they have the whole saying. We're never Kevins. They don't want to. They don't want to be able to bring consensus or to be able to govern. They want chaos, and they're getting chaos. Right now, if we had a constitutional crisis, we have no House of Representatives. No one is sworn in. We have no speaker. We have no rules. We have no committees. We have nothing. It is nothing but chaos because of MAGA is in charge. That is what they're doing right now.
Really quick, Representative Reynolds, why should the American public care about what's going on right now in Washington, D.C., that there is no majority leader, which we haven't seen for over 100 years?
We haven't seen it over 100 years. This is unprecedented.
But why should they care?
The American people should care because right now we have no ability to govern. We have no ability to pass laws. Congress has to pass a budget. Right now we're about to have a situation where if we don't have a Congress installed, we won't be able to pass a spending budget to continue operating and funding the federal government. This is total chaos. The American people should be ashamed of these recalcitrant MAGA Republicans.
And Angela, I want to take you back to your roots of being an educator. If there is no majority leader, why can't we move forward?
Well, we can't because that's the way our founders set it up. They wanted robust debate with the parties, and I completely disagree with what you're saying. I think this is a fantastic kind of exercise in, you know, rough and tumble liberty, and founding fathers would be like cheering everybody on because this is what they wanted to happen.
The swamp,
hang on a minute. The swamp is it has corrupted so much of Washington, D.C. It has corrupted so many leaders. I think there's maybe, you know, 8 to 10% of our leaders right now who are not on the take, who are not corrupted, and who are not corruptible. That is it. That is not a Democrat or Republican issue. That is an American issue. And you better hope that these Republicans that are holding the line, that we get some constitutional, liberty-driven agenda items pushed forward, and you're going to see the difference when you have a conservative-leaning Speaker of the House. What can be done?
And Representative Reynolds, paint us a picture for the viewers out there. What's causing this division in the Republican Party? What role, if any, is Donald Trump playing in this? Are his supporters in Congress not supporting McCarthy, Representative McCarthy, or are they? Explain that to us.
Actually, the ironic thing is former President Trump came out to support
yes
Kevin McCarthy for Speaker, but the group that is more loyal to him in the Freedom Caucus, they're saying, hey, Trump, we like you, we support you, but we can't go with you on this one. So
and why is that?
They're saying that because some of it is personality. They don't like him for philosophical reasons, and others believe that he is not conservative enough.
And really quick, why don't they like him?
They don't like him because he's a swamp dweller, and I'm telling you right now.
And willing to work with a Democrat?
No. Let me tell you something. This is what made
really
it
quick,
100%
20
for
seconds.
me. Dan Crenshaw, who now calls us terrorists, calls liberty-minded people terrorists because we have questions about Kevin McCarthy's fitness. Dan Crenshaw, who sits on the World Economic Forum. Dan Crenshaw, who's BFS with Adam Kinzinger. Dan Crenshaw, who called the Freedom Caucus grifters and losers. He wants Kevin McCarthy. Thanks, Dan Crenshaw. You made my mind up for me.
All right,
Never Kevin.
Angela Botts, State Representative Ron Reynolds, thanks for joining us. Still to come.